Hey everyone, I hope you're doing really good today. And just recently, we've had some pretty bad and some sad news from Thor, in that the game they invested $1 million into, Gods of Asgard, is no longer going to be part of the Thor community. And basically, the Thor token is not going to be used in the game, and both Gods of Asgard and Thorfire, which is going to be the new name of Thor when it's been rebranded, are both parting and going their own separate ways. It's fair to say that this does suck, and both Thor, the devs, and the community are really not happy with this news because basically the game was meant to be a massive part of the utility for the project, to basically breathe life into the project, to bring money into the project and take it away from the sort of ponzonomic sustainability which it's got at the moment. So in this video, I'm going to explain what happened between Thor and Gods of Asgard that led them to have this split after so much time, and also my opinions about what's going to happen with Thor in the future, and also based on the latest Medium and the AMA, really what Thor is saying that they're going to do now the game has fallen through. Here's the Medium article where Thor explained what happened. And basically, to sum up, what happened is that Thor invested $1 million into Gods of Asgard, and that was treasury money. And that gave them 30% equity in the game. So 30% profit share, 30% of the game Thor was going to own, and obviously that was going to be a source of revenue. But what happened is, despite this massive investment, according to the team, the Gods of Asgard team haven't actually delivered anything which is worthy of that amount of time and worthy of that amount of effort yet. And the Thor team sort of realized that it's going to take a substantial load more income and a substantial amount of time to get the game to a point where it's actually going to be half decent and playable. And they reckon about another $250,000 and another 4 months on top of that. And from what they've seen so far, and also based on the conversations they've had with the Gods of Asgard team, they've lost confidence in the strategic direction of the game. So in other words, they don't trust the devs are going to be able to deliver a game on time or on budget. And also, they're not really happy with the treasury mechanics of the game, which sees no equity going into the treasury from the game. So they've basically just decided to part ways, and both Thor and the Gods of Asgard's game will just go their separate ways. Now, obviously, this does suck for everybody involved in both the different projects, but I'm going to do my best to sort of explain both sides of the coin and what actually went on here. And first of all, it's worth mentioning that sometimes games just don't make it. And even some massive studios, AAA titles, games just get canned or they get cut, right before they're about to get released. And some notable titles that have been canned are NBA Elite 11, Doom 4, Silent Hills, The Avengers, and basically a whole bucket load more. And some of the reasons that games will get cancelled is because of creative differences, or it could be that they're running over time, it could be that they're running over budget, or there could be bugs in the game. So in the gaming world, this isn't actually uncommon for a game just to get cancelled, even when it's had so much money and time invested into it. So if Thor didn't see it working, then I can see why they pulled the plug. But what about the $1 million they've invested into it? That's $1 million of treasury money, all of the investors' money that they've put into this game. What have we got to show from that? Literally, we haven't got anything to show from that. So I'm just wondering, does Thor still get that 30% equity? Are they still going to get the 30% profit share from the game because they've already put that much money in? And I'm pretty sure as well that, I'm hoping that some kind of contracts was signed between Gods of Asgard and Thor. So does that mean now that Gods of Asgard are currently in breach of contract for not being able to deliver a game? Are we going to get any of that money back? I'm just curious. Or is it really just come down to, well, this is just a big $1 million experiment, and unfortunately it hasn't actually worked? So I'm just curious as well, if they invested $1 million into this game, why wasn't it listed in the investments channel in the Discord? And actually, funnily enough, this question was raised in the most recent AMA, where somebody asked, why wasn't it listed? Why didn't we have a vote on it? And also, why didn't we have a vote on the opportunity to reinvest back into the game? Because one of the options was that, the game said, well, hey, give us another 250,000 and we'll be able to do the game. And Loki's answer from the AMA was, well, when it comes to investments like this in the investment channel, where you're just investing into DeFi projects, then this can go through the DAO voting system. In other words, all of us. But when it comes to more ecosystem and sort of expanding of the project, then that's more of a management thing. And the reason that is because if you've got 10,000 people, 10,000 different opinions, all wanting different things, then basically, creation by committee, you always end up just with a pretty much just a bland base, sort of something that just suits everybody. So I can't really understand why Thor didn't put it to a vote. It was an executive decision. They're just like, look, we're going to do this for the project, for the ecosystem. Let's not have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different opinions telling us what to do. So what is Thor going to do now that Gods of Asgard isn't attached to it? In the AMA, Loki said that they're going to go with a multifaceted utility approach, and they're going to be basically looking at offering really high-end DeFi services. Things like a DEX, a marketplace, staking, and a lottery. And he said that there are some things in the pipeline, but they haven't been announced yet, are all there to come. And potentially the biggest one of those is the staking, where they have said that they are considering, and they're probably going to do this sooner rather than later, is to have multiple staking pools on the Thor website. And if you lock your Thor, then you're going to be able to get more of the reward token. And I think this is a really good thing because basically the Thor team are sticking to what they know and they're sticking to their roots and they're basically just sort of sticking with the original plan. I would have been a lot more worried if they'd just come out with some blazing quick fix, like, oh, we're going to do this, or, oh, yeah, we've just decided to invest in this because of whatever. Like they haven't panicked. They haven't, sort of tried to clutch at straws or grasp at the latest shiny thing or the latest big thing. They're like, no, you know what? This is the plan. This is what we're going to do. And for me, that is a good sign because to me, that shows that they are focused, they are dedicated, and they are just going to keep working on what they've essentially been working on the whole time anyway. So I think maybe we should give the team the benefit of the doubt here. Obviously nobody wanted the game to go, but that's just what's happened. And if you believed in the project before you even heard about the game, then you really should still believe in the project. And I do, so let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what is happening with it all, and just support the team and try not to spread FUD or anything like that, because really that doesn't help anybody. And let's be there for the team, let's be there for the project, and voice our concerns as well, but try and do it in a constructive way rather than just being salty and getting angry and all of that, which just doesn't really ever solve anything. So my friends, I hope this update has been good for you and you've learned a little bit about what's been happening and why all this stuff happened and potentially what can happen in the future with Thor. And I'd love to know what you think about Thor and the whole thing with the game and the new treasury management and everything else. So please leave a comment and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.